I'm Becca Pruitt-Denny.
And I'm Larry Spellman.
And this is The Zone. We have awesome music videos for you guys. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit with our studio audience. And coming up is our Life Zone report.
We need you to pay close attention to this program because we're going to be talking about alcohol and drug abuse. So, stay locked in. Mike?
Some ear sugar for you tonight. We got Small Town Poets, Mary, third day, and Power Clip of the Week is Skillet. And you're going to stay tuned for the Live Zone report because you're going to go even more in depth in this drug and alcohol abuse. So, but right now, Michael is going to take us to our very first video. What's up?
Check it out. Small Town Poets, Firefly, here on The Zone. This is how we roll, baby.
Glowing eyes that ask if I would risk it all. Fight the crowding dark away. And I can't help but feel that you are searching me at the dusk of summer's first day. Fragile wings bring little messages of light. Gently open jar with the halo you show me, a symbol of the fact that I am carrying the image of your glory. Fragile wings bring little messages of light. Speck shining at the perfect time. Test the temporary night and signals other tiny fires. Time to light up and fly. Light up, light up and
that was Small Town Poets with Firefly. But right now, we're going to get directly into our topic about substance and alcohol abuse right now. Substance abuse has always occurred, always since the dawn of time, and it's existed all the way up until the 60s. It was swept under the carpet, but then it was glamorized, and it was brought to our nation's forefront of their attention when Nancy Reagan came out with this Just Say No campaign. It is still a problem, and it's growing. It's getting bigger, and it's getting worse, especially among teens. But Brandon, you're at a party. You know, you went with some friends, they're passing stuff around, it comes your turn. What is going to keep you from taking that? What's going to make you say no to that?
Well, I think that the only thing that can make me say no would be fear. The fear of that drug becoming a part of me not being able to be myself anymore, and that drug taking over my thought process where it's no longer reality for me to be me, but to need that drug, to be dependent on that drug and no longer be independent of myself and just depend on a drug that would scare me to death. So
And it's more powerful than we give it credit for. You get more than a buzz, it's just, you're gone. And you've had some experience with a friend, with a close one, who had experienced abuse. And what did you do about that? And you know, what do you feel and what do you think when you see a loved one or a friend caught up in substance abuse?
Well, when I saw her, it like hurt me, I guess because of the deception. And I went and researched about drugs and like the consequences and what it can do to her, like emotionally and like physically to her body. And considering that's illegal, I told her like what could happen to her, and she didn't do anything about it. And I told her that only 40% of today's teenagers don't do drugs, but she still does them, and now she's got into more serious problems. And I just hope that like she realizes what's going to happen to her.
Never a happy ending. But we're going to talk more about that later, especially with Becca. But right now, Larry is going to be telling us what's now.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And as you can see, you don't want to miss none of this. This next piece is going to be, no doubt, very informative. So you don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. So we're going to take a quick break. Come back with Mary Shackles. See you in the zone.
It's the zone. We back in effect. We put it down all the time, and I know you're enjoying this show. You want to find out how you can be on and be a part of our live studio audience that we got here? I tell you what you do. Now 513-221-4888. Figure out how you can get on the show. We hook you up, bring you down here. We even feed you too. You can't beat free food. But in addition to that, you want to find out more about our show in the meantime so you can get on the show. I tell you what you do. I want you to go to your computer, surfthezone.com. Type it in, and you'll see all types of cool stuff that we do. But now I'm going to turn it over to Becca. She's going to take it from here and show you what's next.
Thanks, Michael. You know, the enemy tries to enslave us with temptations and sin every day, but these girls are trying to break the shackles. Next up,
Amy, you're on the zone.
All right, welcome back to the zone. That was Mary. But right now, we are going to take a real hard look at this topic about drug and substance and alcohol abuse right now in our Live Zone report.
Beans, Adam, X, the hug drug, the love drug, MDMA. All are street names for ecstasy. It's both a stimulant and a hallucinogen, and it's quickly becoming one of the most popular club and party drugs.
People kept telling me, oh, it's the coolest thing ever, it's unreal.
I was at a party and some people just came up and
somebody just asked me if I wanted to do it and asked me if I had $20. I was like, sure, why not?
After it kicked in, it was like making me feel better, and making me feel good, making me feel happier about my life, you know, like life ain't so bad, and just makes you feel like you're having a good time.
You just sit back and you'll just notice things that you wouldn't notice, or something will catch your eye and you'll just be so drug into it. It's just there, like the lights, everything's moving, lights have streamers behind them, and you're just like, it's just strange. Feeling people touching you, it's so much more intense than if you were just sitting there just totally calm and nothing was wrong with you. But when you're on that, somebody touches the back of your head, you're just like, put you in complete awe.
Users say discussions, music, and movies seem deeper. Soft things feel even softer, and they feel enlightened. Well, just for the 4 to 6 hours the drug lasts.
If you get really good stuff mixed with straight mescaline, you feel stupid the next morning. You feel absolutely dumb. Like you can't even remember your name. You're like, flipping out.
Ecstasy can be injected, snorted, or taken through a suppository, but usually it's in pill form. One of the most common misconceptions about this drug is that it's harmless and non-addictive, but no.
Brings you in just like that one time and you're like, yeah, I gotta have that feeling again because it's something you can't experience.
Ecstasy can cause your body temperature to shoot up, especially bad for those taking it at raves when you're dancing and already hot. This can cause severe dehydration, heat stroke, muscle breakdown, kidney, liver, and heart failure, paralysis, and death.
I knew that it messes with the serotonin in your brain, and it just...
You knew that beforehand?
Yeah, I didn't think the one time would really affect me too much.
Ecstasy damages neurons and the chemical serotonin. Its physical side effects include rapid eye movement, cramping, chills, or sweating, and teeth grinding, which can get so bad many users suck on a pacifier to keep from getting lockjaw. As for the mental difficulties, we're talking depression, sleeping problems, aggression, loss of memory, sexual dysfunction, and severe anxiety.
I was like freaking out, and I just felt like I wasn't breathing because I was moving so much. I was getting really hyper, and people were telling me to settle down, and I couldn't. Eventually, it felt like my heart was racing, and I was worried about my breathing. They told me I was breathing fine, but it didn't feel like it. And I told them to call my mom.
And the second time was like 2 weeks later just because I wanted the feeling again. And after I did it, I was like, felt stupid. The next morning, I was like, I don't want that. I'm done.
I went to the hospital and I just decided it was time for my change my life around. When I was on other drugs and stuff, and it's like I didn't really believe in God. After I quit, I was having a hard time, like keeping my mind off of them and stuff, like because I wanted them still. Eventually, I thought I needed them in my life.
I did it to get away from a lot of problems I'd had. Drank, smoked pot, did other things, but then I found Christ and I've officially quit drinking. It's been like a month and a half, and I used to drink every night, and I'm pretty happy about that. But that was because some very generous and nice people came into my life and helped me out. Yeah, I saved, and now I'm happy. Imagine that.
Happy without the ecstasy.
That's right.
There we go.
Happy without everything.
All right, we're talking about alcohol and drug abuse, and I'm sitting here with Amanda and Portia. We were talking about this earlier, Amanda. Just give us a quick example of how you've walked through a type of alcohol or drug temptation. Have you?
Yeah.
And how'd you do it?
Well, my mom always said to stick with my morals and don't ever do what other people are doing if you know that it's not right. And I've just stuck with that.
You have a good mommy. You do. Portia, give the viewers just a quick example on how you can endure alcohol or drug abuse type temptation.
Well, think about what you're going to do first. Always keep Jesus first. What would Jesus do? Just keep him first, and that a good situation may pop up or come true.
Alrighty then. Well, now you know. What would Jesus do? So, Becca, your turn.
Thanks, Larry. We've been talking about ourselves this evening, about what we can do for ourselves. What about others? What can we do, Rebecca, if our friends or family members are considering or are using drugs and alcohol?
Well, when you speak to them, you don't want to try and scare them. Just speak to them out of love and sincerity. And it's a lot easier for them to understand that you're truly genuine about how you feel for them.
Well, definitely doing it in love is definitely the way to go. But remember, if we want to share with someone or talk to them about not using drugs and alcohol, do it when they're sober and stay safe. Michael.
Thanks, Becca. I hope you guys are getting some good information out there, but this is the part where we got to take a short break. But after we do, we've got coming up
third day.
Where we at, dog?
The Zone.
That's right, baby.
Welcome back to the Zone. Hey, I'm gonna give it up for the crowd. What's up? What's up?
Also, we'd like to hear from you. info@surfthezone.com. Email us and visit the website surfthezone.com.
Also, for Christians, if we're drunk and high, the Holy Spirit can't fill us because we're already filled with that substance. So the more we drink and do drugs, the farther we are from God.
That's deep, Becca, but we want to leave you on that point. But before we get out of here, we got third day for you, so check it out. Peace.
Your righteousness is like